Wednesday's maths lesson, and the date is 08-07-2020. And we are carrying on with capacity. This is part 2. So I hope you enjoyed learning yesterday what capacity was, and I hope you still remember it. So let's have a look see. Do you think rockets need capacity? Let's have a look. So we got a little game. Here's the capacity countdown. So, and I would like you to do it with me. So there's my rocket. And why do you think we would need capacity in a rocket? Because we would need to put in fuel, and fuel is a liquid, so we'd need to measure. Okay. So on your whiteboards, can you please write down what capacity of fuel is in the rocket? That's right, 500. And at the bottom it tells me it's mils. So we need to make the mils. Let's check. There we go. We filled it up, so now our rocket can launch. Excellent. So let's have a look at the next one. Please write on your whiteboard how many mils of fuel is in this rocket. Let's check if you wrote 400 mils. That's correct. There goes my rocket. We filled the rocket with 400 mils. That was its capacity. Please, can you write on your whiteboard how many mils is in the rocket now? Okay, let's check. Did you write 600 milliliters? Then you got it correct. Let's do one more. Okay, can you write on your whiteboard how many milliliters of fuel is in the rocket? Did you write 1000 milliliters? And there we go. It flew off. And also, if you wrote 1000 milliliters, that is equal to 1 liter of fuel. 1000 milliliters equals 1 liter of fuel. Right, so let's carry on with the presentation. Thank you for playing capacity rocket fuel with me. Right, so let's recap. What is capacity? Do you remember from yesterday? Capacity is measuring how much liquid fits into a container. And remember, boys and girls, a container can be anything that can hold liquid. The tools we use to measure capacity are spoons, cups, jugs, beakers, and also we can use buckets. We can use a whole lot of things as long as it's got a gradient of pure measurement in either mils or liters. Okay, so the unit we use to measure capacity in is liters for bigger numbers and milliliters for smaller numbers. And remember what we learned from the rocket ship: 1000 milliliters is equal to 1 liter. Okay. Estimation. Who remembers what estimation was? Estimation is guessing how much something is. Not working it out, but guessing. So there I have a jar. And there I have jelly beans. Can we guess or can we estimate how many jelly beans it would take to fill up this whole jar? It would take a long time to count them. So at the bottom of the jar, sorry boys and girls, let's just go back. At the bottom of the jar, I have 5 jelly beans. And you can see it doesn't fill up very much. So now we need to guess. We need to estimate how many jelly beans are going to go into the jar. But we need to guess properly. I can't just say a gazillion trillion jelly beans would go in there. We need to have an educated guess. We need to think about it. So you could say maybe 100 jelly beans or 150 jelly beans. So you've got to look at your container, which is my jar, and look at your object, which is my jelly bean, and think about how many would end up going into there. So let's click on the jar and see where it takes us. Alright, so we are going to watch a video now on estimating capacity.
When estimating the amount of liquid or capacity a container can hold, compare it to the capacity of a container that you are familiar with. For example, a small can of cola usually contains about 330 millilitres. A large bottle of cola is usually about 2 litres. A teaspoon can hold about 5 millilitres. Estimate the capacity of this plastic cup. Is it likely to be 2 litres, 4 millilitres, or 200 millilitres? We can compare the capacity of this plastic cup to the capacity of a can of cola, a large bottle of cola, and a teaspoon. The plastic cup is smaller than the bottle of cola, so we will know that it will not hold 2 litres. It is larger than a teaspoon, which can hold 5 millilitres, so we know that it will hold more than 4 millilitres. It has a similar capacity to a can of cola, but can probably hold less than a can, so the most likely measurement would be 200 millilitres.
Okay, so that was a nice quick video to see about estimation. So that's what I was talking about, is that we need to think carefully about how we guess. We take objects that we have seen and we think about it. So let's have a look-see. Getting familiar with containers. Okay, so I would like you to get the following containers and have a look at them. So let's look at these items. You have them at home. So we're going to get them and we are going to look at them. A teaspoon. Can everybody get a teaspoon? And a teaspoon holds 5 milliliters of liquid. Any liquid. It can be water, it can be milk, it can be juice. But a teaspoon holds 5 milliliters. A cup. A cup holds 250 milliliters of liquid. A jug. A jug can hold 1 liter of liquid. Sometimes we do get bigger jugs and smaller jugs, but a drinking jug generally will have 1 liter of liquid. A bucket, again, you can also get big buckets and small buckets, but the bucket that mommy uses to clean the house is generally 5 liters. So if we have a look at these items that we have at home, these are different containers, and generally they carry the same amount of capacity when we're measuring in mils or liters. Okay, so I would like you to pause and go and get those 4 items, because now that brings us to our work for today. You are going to complete page 37 in your blue maths book. There you can see an example on the left hand side, and this is about measuring capacity but also about estimating. You're going to write today's date at the top, which is 08-07-2020. And like I said, you need a mug or a cup, a jug, a spoon, a bucket, and some water. So what your worksheet is asking you to do is, how many spoons do you think it will take to fill a mug? So you are going to first estimate and then you are going to work it out. So you will then put in there, okay, remember how much a cup had and how much is a spoon. How many teaspoons are going to take to fill up that cup? So you're going to have an educated guess. You're going to think about it nicely, and you will put there, say, 20 spoons. Then after you've had your guess, you are going to take your spoon and your cup, and you are going to count and measure exactly how many spoons it takes. And you can write it underneath in a different color. All right. Then the next question says, how many mugs or cups to fill a jug? Again, you're going to guess how many, and then you'll work it out. You can write the actual answer in a different color. So a little bit of fun today. Please don't mess in mom's house. Maybe take your things outside in the sun, in the garden where it's nice and warm, so that also we don't waste water and the water can go back into the nature, into the plants or to the grass. So have fun doing some practical experiments while we're measuring capacity. And I'll see you tomorrow for another maths lesson.